Good morning, trekkers. It is Sunday, July 26th at 7:43 in the morning Mountain Time. I am standing on the side of a ridge on the Siena Creek Trail in the Absaroka Beartooth Wilderness in Montana. Yeah, what are you doing this Monday morning? Out for what will probably be an 11 or 12 mile hike today, depending on how it goes, and a lot of climbing. Only about a mile and a half in, probably climbed about 500 or 600 feet already. I think the worst of the climbing is behind me. We're going to find out. Started out about 6:30 this morning, 51 degrees. The sun has come up and it's definitely approaching 70. Even at the higher altitudes, I'm probably around, I want to say 7,200, 7,300 feet right now. I don't actually know. Even at 8,000 feet, it's going to get up into the mid to upper 80s. It's going to be a warm, warm day. So hopefully I've got enough water with me and we can make this a fun trek. Now, I'll show you what we're supposed to do here today. You can see the trail goes up along this ridge right in front of you. We're going to walk around the back side of that ridge, and then we'll follow all the way along that ridge on the back side of it, back behind whatever small peak that is, and there's a bigger peak behind that and a plateau. That's what we're aiming for. It's the closest thing to a pass that I could find that I thought I could reasonably get to today. It's kind of a saddle between a mountain and a plateau. It should be kind of fun. If everything goes really well, I might even drop down a little bit and hit a little mountain lake, but I don't know. As you can see, this whole valley, about 10 years ago, this whole valley burned. And so we are very exposed, and we're going to be exposed for most of this hike. I believe on the other side of this ridge there are trees, but fairly soon we actually get out of the tree line, and we'll be out of the tree line for most of the rest of the hike on the other side. So very exposed today. It's going to be a really warm one. Well, let's get going. Oh, and just a follow-up. You can see how hazy it is. That is actually smoke from a wildfire that is down that direction, probably about 20 miles down that way. And it was not nearly this smoky yesterday, so I think the winds have pushed things back up into the valley here. There are also wildfires well to the north, probably 100 miles to the north. We're not getting affected by that, but we're getting affected by the one there. And you can smell it, and you can taste it, and it just makes things interesting. Closing in on 3 miles. Just got around the back side of that ridge, and also just crossed, according to the map, the contour line is 9,000 feet. And as we were hoping, the backside has somewhat survived the last fire. At least some of the trees did. And this is really pretty. Now we still have quite a ways to go yet. Another 2.5 so miles before we hit the plateau or the saddle. Bear Mountain is off that direction, and we go through and around that way quite a ways. Oh, just finishing up a short break here at about 3.5 miles. I just ran across a hiker going the other direction, and she says she's headed to Canada. I didn't pry her with too many more questions. She didn't seem to be very talkative nor friendly either, so let her go on her way. And that's what we're going to do. We have made it up above the tree line, and not just on a ridge where there's no trees, but actual no trees because they cannot grow here. You see some stunted stands. Mount Grassy is right out ahead there. That is not a glacier, that is just snow. Though we can pretend, can't we? Oh boy. It has been a climb. This peaks out just shy of 10,000 feet based on looking at the map. And we're almost to that. I was sort of expecting the trail to go that way, but it looks like instead we scoot along this way. We're going to find out. Stay tuned. There we go, truckers. That's where we're headed, right over there. But to do that, we have to follow along there, and then over. Still got a ways to go. It's probably a good half mile. And it's climbing. And it doesn't look that steep, but it is. And my legs are toasted. Oh, it is unfortunate though that we have all these wildfires, because the views would be absolutely spectacular. You may not even be able to see them. I can just see them, but there's mountains, another set of them, and there's a set beyond that, and a set beyond that. You get into the West Rosebud Creek and the East Rosebud Creek areas, and then there's even more beyond that. Heard a loud animal down in those trees down there, and I wasn't that far from it. And you see those brown rocks sitting right on the top there. I was right there, and right down in those trees I heard something something big and loud growl. Could have been elk, moose, bear, not sure. But I thought, the likelihood of the animal coming up by me is slim, but they're not happy, and I can be somewhere else. Map says 5.5 miles. It is a solid 6. And it's going to make it a long day. And I am completely gassed. I was able to get some food. Been keeping hydrated pretty well. But it was a hard 6 miles. Almost constant climbing. And I am absolutely beat. This is going to be... Well, I'll make it back, I know that. And I'm not going to feel very good tonight when I do get back. So, pushed it a little more than I would have cared to. Worth it? Probably. Probably. There's the road. Trail's over to my left somewhere. I decided to take a little side trip just to see what I could see over here. I was half expecting a big cliff, but I think that's over there, and I just don't want to go that much farther. Well, just like that, we're back in the trees. 9 miles, about 5.5 hours in. Really looking forward to some serious shade and a break. So we don't have the trees for long before we're back out into the burnt area. And it is hot out here. And I'm extremely tired. So this is becoming a difficult hike back. Thank goodness it's 99.8% downhill. I tell you, this is otherworldly. Alright guys, that is, I think, going to wrap it up for today's hike. I got just a little under a mile to go, I believe. And that's good. It's 90 degrees out and in this direct sun, and it is punishing. I am extremely tired from a 12-mile hike in the mountains. We reached about 10,600 feet at our best. That puts us climbing close to 3,000 feet. I don't know that for sure. But, oh, I'll tell you folks, rough terrain, just rough terrain. But it was gorgeous, and I'd do it again. But I'm going to put the camera away and focus on getting back to the car and do a little self-care. Alright guys, we'll see you in another video.